All those who don't know me, I am MrTacpans's, 7286 of Nebula 5281, living in the universe of 3091. What is 3091? It's pretty simple, okay? God had to play 4 roles, okay? But he only had to change to 3 roles as he was already God, okay? He was beta God woman, plus the other side of him that had to be connected as the spirit was the 5 side, was the spirit angel of God 5. When the spirit angel of God 5 had to play the male role, he had to have the female angel connected to him, so he's connected to the universe, the home of our Lord. So 5 collected with 2, he made 7. Then again he had to play the 3rd role of female when he created the Jack of Hearts, the son of God, the son, the wooden son of Geppetto. Geppetto, does anybody know what the definition of a Geppetto is? It's a pedophile. One of his sons was a daughter. He was actually a son. But it didn't matter because he pedophiled him anyways. Okay, he upset Jack of Diamonds. Look on top of him, he's got a loop with an egg in it. Female, no mustache on most cards. What had to happen, okay, we had to break down from 4 suits down to 3 suits because the original universe of God is 5-2, 2-5, and 7. 21. Blackjack. Am I joking around with you? Do you think this is a joke? This is so crazy. I read it, I see it. They show you the future, they show you the past. If you can see and read the past in the diagrams I've made, then therefore it means we can read the future. Does that mean I can read the future? Probably. I'm going to be going to bed a little bit later. That's the future. I make no predictions on the future. I only make predictions on the past because I'm sure. I'm only going to tell you what I'm sure of. Okay? He had to have a heart for a son. He didn't want a wooden boy anymore. His wooden boy was the angel, the Jack of Diamonds. You had to break him apart. You had to make him a part of everybody. Okay, we only have Trinity in this game. Diamonds, clubs, and hearts. And if you look at Gatex 13 and you compare it to the Mug and David, the clover is actually a heart. And there were 3 clovers. Therefore there were 3 hearts. Therefore, there was 3 primary worlds of God. The God of 7, the one who runs us, who will run us all forever, has one himself in all and no one else, and not divided up between anybody at all. And like I said, 2 beta, you must be 5 angel spirit to connect, to catch the spirit, which is, I call it mainframe of the matrix, a total of 85, 5, and 8, which is 5 spirit angel of heaven. Okay, you can see it on the in the deck of cards, which shows it. The Jack of Spades, he's holding, sometimes he's holding a noose, sometimes he's holding what seems to be something to open up water hydrants. Anyways, to get off of that subject, just to tell you about 2000, what they say is 12. Now, I'm not sure if it's 12. I haven't done the calculation, and it's long and tedious. Okay? But this world is in for a spin. I can guarantee you. If you've taken me for a fool, they'll take me again for a fool. Watch and see, and when it happens and it's over, you can take me for a fool again. Because I haven't been fooled at all. No one should be fooled. Death. Do you know what happens to you when you die? If you're very bad, your spirit goes up and it rains. But the whole thing is, it rains in the North Pole. And until hell unfreezes from over, you won't come back again. That's why the polars are melting right now. The angels are returning to heaven. The connection with the universe is, let me explain to you what's happening in the universe. Okay? If it rains, the water seeps through the ground. Now, if all the elements were separated and bunched together, the air would block the rain, the mud would not be mud, it would be sand, and it would be so loose the water would run and it would flow away. Well, what happens to these other worlds is we've used up, okay, because we're always pumped in with new energies from the outside. We've used up most of what we have, and all the other doors to all the other worlds are closing in on us. As the matter of the fact is the matter. It's debris that's accumulating, that's blocking the heavens. Why the Mug and David? Why did the Chinese wear that triangular hat? Well, that's the cap. You see, nothing falls on top of us. Our world, our universe, is on an angle. That's why the rain comes in at 45 degrees. And most of the debris that we don't see, well, it bounces off the roof that God has put above us. The teapot. You have to keep off your head and draw a triangle, or actually just draw the lines a little bit further. Then turn your head upside down like on the car and draw it the other way. Then do it in all the directions. You'll see that we're guarded. We're guarded by God. He gave us a kippah. He gave us a hat. The awnings on a roof that go over the Eve. Over the Eve, Adam and Eve, Alpha God, and Eve to lead. His name's not Steve, but he's even Stephen. God is everything. Well, anyways, the roof's coming down now because God has to explode this whole total space, what we call space 44 and time 47, total of 91 spirit. Well, our spirit is inside this right now. And if you ever seen what a snowflake looks like, well, that's a spirit frozen. Okay, he comes out of the ground in spring, and that's why it rains so much more in spring here in Quebec than anywhere else, or maybe I'm not talking right. Maybe it rains and we have floods in other places for other reasons, but it's always the spirit, okay? The heat, whatever it is, it causes it to come down, it causes it to go up. Well, anyways, all these little connectors, okay, which in all actuality look like Magen Davids, if you can ever really take a look at a snowflake, they're all Magen Davids. They carry gases and elements in them. When they leave the ground, they're empty. When they get into the sky, they fill up. When they come back down, they're empty. So therefore, we'll never be able to find them. But what they're doing now is they're collecting in certain regions of the universe right now, coming right down around our universe. So that's why we'll never actually see them. What's going to happen, okay, God has to eliminate the clutter. So he's going to make a bang. He's going to knock off one of these Magen Davids, and the rest of them are going to blow. Where is it going to blow first? Well, congratulations. I'm not sure yet. But I do know it's, I once said it was going to be in Quebec, but it has to be where Quebec makes the last move, because we're going to end up 180 degrees or 90 degrees, whatever it is. Apparently, we're somewhere in California, and Quebec is so big it takes up the rest of the U.S. So the U.S. would be us. They would be the, what? We would be the U.S. and the A. The other one would be CDN. Because we've taken all the A's, U, an S, and an A. You who you are, the S, spirit and soul, and the A of the angels of the A. So what's the U.S. with? U.S. A is going to be left with after? CDN. Communication, diversion, neutralize. Exactly what they're doing now. They're commanding to diversify and to neutralize the whole world. Well, it's all going to turn around. They'll be able to do that here in North Quebec, where everything's frozen in the tundra. They'll be in the corner, and you know, the bad kids always go to the corner, you know. So, anyways, I love the U.S. I go there all the time. I love it. It's the best place in the world. I'm just telling you exactly what I read in the cards, what I saw in my dreams, what I thought of. I put the pieces together. And you know what? Take a whole page of squares and start putting X's every single square. Then draw the Magen David. You'll have one in every single square from one end to the other end. The Magen David, okay? Okay, if you look at the center part of it, okay, going across, it's like the part of the tallest. It's the hexagon. It's the part we live in, the hex of the world we are. We're tied into it with the O. The X is tied in with the O. So, how many minutes am I at? 8. I'm okay. So, where was I? Yeah, so if you pull the triangles apart, okay, and divide it by Trinity, 777 of God, you end up with 3 perfect triangles in one. You can use that triangle to measure any round you want and always come out with the right answer. And then you can unfold it 4 times or multiply it by 4, it comes out to a square. It's the smallest shape that you can make a circle with and the square at the same time without changing its value, its look, or anything else. Okay? We have 72 5-degree marks. If you take that Magen David and put it every 5-degree mark, it turns around in a circle. And then it looks like the sun, because it has all the edging. The Son of God, the Sun, Venus, female, planet 2, Beta, number 2. Number 5, God, Spirit, Angel. Number 5, Jew, Pi, Ter. Number 6, man, Saturn, because it turns all the times in our head. So we got the 3 rings, one at the bottom, one in the center, one on the top to hold us in. You can use it as a weight if it floats. It can actually be a compass. We got planet number 4, Mars, and man 6, makes 10. Mars was for the angels. There's nobody there. Just the angel spirits are there. You got planet 3, which is Earth. Well, you got to match it with your asps. 3 and 7 is 10, Uranus. Then you have Mercury 1 and Pluto 9. Well, you better have a Mercury. Remember that song? You can't go too far if you don't have a Mercury to get to Pluto. Those two planets come together, a division of 8 of the heavens. The 2 and the 8 are division of 6 of man. The 3 and the 7 are division of 4 of angel. The 4 and the 6 are division of 5, which is the angel spirit. You have it all there, you see. If you don't count in numbers, that tic-tac-toe, it's a root. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. It's on every dot of the dice, there's 9 spaces. So you got to use it that way. And you got to use it and you got to turn it. 5 degrees at a time, 5 degrees at a time, 72 times, 7 of our God and 2 of the beta God, the female that had to be. God left us every single marking. 6 from 8 is 7. We're missing 1 again. You see, there's always a combination that God leaves us, and there's always a calculation. If I think of it, I know there's a calculation. 6 in between 8 is 7. The average of the 3 is 7. 6 is man, 7 is God, and 8 actually is a double 0. It's just on top of each other, and it's read as an 8. So that way we have God of 2 and man of 8. 7, 2, 8, 6. That's the number I got when I got sick 6 years ago. It all comes out and it all works out. It's not a 3, 9, and 2. And if you want to know some area codes, if there's going to be any danger, I'm just going to whip this out and do it quick. Area code 5. Now let's go by the sides. What do I have right now? 514, 512, 532, 512, 536, 596, 598, 589. No, we can't go 589. We go 598, 578, 574, and we've done the whole thing. So these are the area codes that come out of this tic-tac-toe board, and design it out over mostly I think is the U.S., but I think there's Martinique, Colorado, Illinois, and just put them all together, put the dots there, and design what comes in between. Where did I get these numbers? Well, pretty simple. Just look at the bottom of your telephone. The X, the O, and the tic-tac-toe. It tells the truth of time, TT&T, 10, 20, 30. First, second, third. All the rest are TH, time of heaven. First, ST, spirit of time. ND, neutralize, divergent, which is bringing the angels down to earth to create man. ST, and then you go 30, 40, and then you go 50 and 40 and 50. FF, 40 is the angel, 50 is the angel spirit. Then you got 60 and 70, which one is man, the other one is God, who is man. So 6 and 7, 60, 70. Then you have 80, which is E for the E world, because the 8 is actually a double 0. That's the E world we're in. 90 is the neutralized world of the birth. It's actually the one spirit, the 4 angel. Okay, and that makes 5, and if you add the letter count of 5, F-I-V-E is 42, and 9 is 42. Together they make 84, 4 and 8, which is the angel of heaven, of the 2 heavens, which is the 4 angel, which is actually God. God uses up all the numbers. It depends what the situation is. I only have about a minute left, and that's why I'm talking very quickly. Where else? I don't know where I was at. Blackjack, doesn't matter what it is. When you get 22 bust, it means you're busting out of this world, you're going back to heaven. That's what 22 bust means. 23 is because Beta brought you up for creation. Okay? 24 is because Beta brought you up to be an angel. 25 is because Beta brought you up to be a spirit angel. 26 because she brought you up to be just like his father, spirit angel, man. And then she brought you up to 27 to be just like God. Then she brought you up to 28. She brought you to the 2 heavens. Then she brought you to 29, which was the birth. Then she brought you over to 30. Now you're in the 3 worlds. Then we have 31. How can you get 31? Well, it's pretty easy. You get 21 and 10, you got 31. But we can't finish there because 21 and the ace 11, you have 32. You understand what 32 is? Beta creation, 23, 32, the same thing. It all depends what numbers before it or after. I got 30 seconds left. Anything you have under 17, you haven't really made it that far, because at 17 is 7 and 1 is 8, which is the heavens. At 16, you're just a person, but you're actually nowhere. At 15, you're just the man with the spirit, but you have absolutely nothing and nowhere to go, because the angel is not connected to you. But when you have 14, you have a lot of outs, because an 8 will give you 22, and that'll give you life. Then if you get a 24, you got the 1 day left of time. But anyway.